Uh, Today we are starting a new topic that is context-free language. That the context language is a kind of language which where is a context in between string in both the end. In the both end, you can say suppose there will be a string of number of A's and string number of B's. Then there will be some context between them. Here we are taking some example and there is some derivation so which we can explain the context-free language. Let us explain first what is context-free language and how they can solve the problem. The context-free language is written in such a way that in context-free context-free language. It is a language. It is a kind of language where strings are in context between them. Between them is called context-free language. And according to the Chomsky hierarchy, according to Chomsky, we can define the grammar for that particular language. That grammar is called your context-free grammar. Context-free grammar. Now, the context-free grammar is a grammar which can define the context-free language. That is a simple definition. That is a set of rules which can define the context-free language. Now, how we can represent the context-free grammar? The basic simple methods of representing the context-free grammar is in the form G is equal to V to power n sigma P and S. There is a collection of four tuples. There are a collection of four tuples V n sigma, so that is P and S. Then where this Vn is what? That is a simple setup. That is a setup all all vertex all vertex as write in capital letter. As write in capital letter. Capital letter. And what is sigma? Sigma is a set of, it is a set of all input alphabets. Input alphabets, alphabets, or it is a terminal symbol. It is a terminal symbol. P is a production rule. P is a production rule for grammar. And finally, S is a start symbol for grammar. That is basically how to represent the context-free grammar in the form of symbol, in the symbolic form. There is a some simple concept that G can represent the collection, that G is a collection of four tuples. V, V is a set of vertices. Sigma, Sigma is a set of Greek alphabets. E is a production rule, and S is a star symbol. Now, the context-free grammar. How you can write a context-free grammar? We can define here. Suppose the example of the context-free grammar is like this. Suppose S is a star symbol, and S is the star is production of the grammar. S can write as A, small a, capital A, S, public small a, and A can derive S, B, capital A, oblique, SS, oblique, BA. Then, suppose this is a kind of grammar, context-free grammar, and suppose you want to generate the string W, you want to generate the string W of in the form AA, BB, and AA. Suppose this is the W, the string W, which you want to draw from this grammar, CFG. Then how you can draw this string W with the help of this grammar? Very simple rule. Very simple rule. You can start any string with help of star symbol S. Then find out the first alphabet, there is a A, and how you can get the first alphabet from which production are getting the first alphabet. There is two production of S. S is start with A and start with A. But that string will be terminated here, but this string is not terminated here. Then we can put S tends to A, capital S here. Then we are getting the first A, we are getting first A. Then again we want to the second A. Then which alphabets you are replacing with the next one. Then suppose there will be next alphabet, there is A. Then A had the three production S, BA, SS, and BA. Which production we are replaced with here, because we require for further A from along this production, then we are required for this. We are required here for this. Because next is again B, then we are using here as a B from this alphabet. Then we are using A tends to S, B, A, S. This is the symbols which are come from this production rule. Then we replace this value, then we are getting A, and this S can replace with the help of this production as tends to A. Then we are getting here A, and again there is again a B that is encountered, and again there is a production A, but we are required here for third B. Okay, then this symbol B, and this symbol B is come from which symbols? Because again we are required for A, then we are required for A, then we are using this symbol as a BA, and we are putting here BA and S. Then again, S is only the variable symbols, and you can put the final string as AA, BB, and AA. This string which we want to draw, which we want to construct from this particular grammar A, particular grammar, we are getting this string very satisfied. Which production you are using here? That is the first production, that you can say A tends to A, AS. This is the production rule which are using here in the first in this order, and in here we are using S. Then again from A tends to S, B, A. This is the production rule we are using in this second production, and in the third one there is there is simple production S tends to A. And then third one, you are just replacing again the second sign, A tends to BA. Again, there is the S tends to A tends to BA. We are replacing two variables in this production. And finally, last is your S tends to A. Then these are the production rule, and here we are replacing these production rules, and we are getting finally the W, and that is string of W of this string. Now there is a simple method how to obtain the W from this. Now the next is derivation tree. The derivation tree is what and how it is work. Basically, derivation tree is nothing but collection of set of vertices and edges, which are put together, joined together, and then form a tree structure. In that tree structure, the basic unit of the any presentation of the grammar, and the basic advantage of this derivation tree that we can express the contextual grammar in the derivation tree. That is the basic advantage of this derivation tree. And this derivation is called the parse tree also. And the basic definition here, the derivation tree is a collection of set of vertex and edges, and and it is called parse tree also. Parse tree also. What the basic characteristic of the parse tree of the derivation tree? The basic characteristic is that how we can represent the grammar in this parse tree. Basic the format of grammar is like this. Then G is equal to VN T P and S. This grammar can represent in derivation tree. Now, how we can represent the grammar in the derivation tree? What is the nomenclature for this? We are simply define some rules. The first rule is every vertex has label. Every vertex has label which is a variable. Or in capital letter. And second rule is the root node as labeled as the root node of the tree we label capital S, the star symbol of the grammar. And the third rule is the label of internal vertices is a variable. The label of all internal vertices label variable. That is the basic rules. And the next rule is simple. That is fourth rule. It can follow the production rule. Follow the production rule has parent-child node relation, as parent-child node relation, as S goes to A S B. Like this. That is simple method, a simple variables we are using. And the final rule is, the final point is, last point is, vertex and a vertex and a vertex and is a leaf node if labeled as A tends to alpha. The vertex and is the leaf node if it label if it label as A tends to sigma. This is the overall rules of the derivation tree. Suppose the context free grammar is given, then how to construct the derivation tree for this grammar? If the W is given for this, the W is in the form of A, 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 B, 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 A. If this is W is given and the grammar is given, then how we construct the derivation tree for this? Because we have already explained the rules for derivation tree, that the derivation tree always start with the symbol S. Then if we are using the symbol S, then from the symbol S, we can start the derivation tree. That's the collection of vertices. The first root vertex is S. Then from the S, if you want to get the first symbol A from the production rule, then there is first production P tends to A, A, B, A. This is the first production. Then we can open this first production like this, A. Then second is your capital A. Then third child is your capital B. And the next one is your small a. Then after the first leaf node, that is a alphabet symbol, then you cannot further extend this tree, this branch. Again, you are using this symbol, then according to the leaf node, you are getting the first alphabet, then we are required for second alphabet A. Then the next alphabet is A, then how you can get the next alphabet A from this particular string in the sense of this particular node, intermediate node. Then you can replace this node with the help of this. Either you can help with this A, or you can help with with this A. But we are just further requiring for A, then you can replace the first production A as a first symbol. Then there is a, and there is again capital A, next symbol. Then you are getting the two from the two A first leaf node, and there is a second leaf node. Then we are a further requirement of the third leaf node, that is symbol A. Then production you can generate symbol A terminal symbol. Then you can terminate this branch here, terminal symbol A. Then we are the next symbol B. Then again we are required here B. Again we are requiring here B. Then we can use this production with this second production. B tends to B and B. Then we are getting B, and we are getting B. Then we are getting this next leaf node as B. Then we are required for next again further B, and again further B. Then again you can replace this B with the help of next production symbol B in capital B. And then again for the last, there is only need of single B. Then you can replace again single B here. Then there is every internal node had the variables, and the leaf node had the terminal symbol. Then if you read this tree, then this tree can be traversed with many methods. That may be basic three methods for tree traversal: in order, pre-order, and post-order. But here we are using only a single one. Basic there is with three methods. Method of tree traversal, tree traversal, in order, then pre-order and post-order. Here we are using in order. Then according to in order, we are starting from the root node. Go from first to left. Left is A. Then we are getting A first here. Then read this node A. Then I can move to the root node. Then there is the second B, A alphabets. But again there is a left node. Left node is A. Now I write this A as here A. Again you can move the root node. But there is again a second node A. There is the intermediate node is internal node. Again they have a leaf node A. Again we are writing an A. Then again you can go to the back root node. There is nothing. Then again we are going to root node. There is nothing. Again root node. Then next branch B. Then there is a left side B. We are using here B. Read this B as symbol. Then go back root. Again B is the internal node. Read B as a node. B as a node. Again go to the root. Again go to next node. B. Again leaf node B. You can write B. Then go to again there the root node. And then again we are getting the last A. And then finish last A. Then this is the methods how to traverse the whole tree, derivation tree, according to the in-order methods. Then if you follow the in-order method, then you can traverse the whole node, leaf node, as in the tree, and you can get the final W as a complete string. That is W as a complete string. You can trace with the help of derivation tree. That is derivation tree, and we can explain. We can show this derivation tree with the help of this example. That is the methods how we traverse the tree and how to construct the derivation tree with the help of grammar. Then basically we are using the grammars. Grammar is your simple. The grammar can present simply in this method. G is equal to Vn, T, T, and S. Here Vn is given as to this all the S, A, B are the Vn, T the terminal symbol, production rules, and S the starting symbol. And we are getting the W from the derivation tree. Okay, there is another example of a grammar and derivation tree. Suppose the simple example of grammar S tends to AS, A tends to BA, and S is equal to S tends to A. Then if you want to draw the W is equal to A, B, B, A. Suppose this is W. You want to draw this W with the help of this grammar. Then here simply if we replace all the production rule, suppose S tends to A, AS, the first production. Again we are required, this is the first alphabet we are getting, and again we are required for second A. And the production rule there, the next alphabet is A, but we cannot replace anywhere with this A. Then here there is a contradiction when we are not getting this A with the help of this grammar. It means we cannot generate this string. We cannot generate this string with the help of this grammar. Then if you modify the string W, it means we are not able to draw this. Then if you modify the W like this, W is equal to A, B, A, A. If we have a string W like this, then we can generate this string with the help of this grammar like this. Suppose S tends to A, then AS, then again we are required for setting B from A, then we can replace with this production alphabets B, A, and there is again a S here. Then B is already encountered and we are required for A, final A. Then we are using A, B, A, A. Then we are getting the required W with the help of this grammar symbol. But we are not getting this symbol. We are not getting this W with the help of this grammar. Now, how can construct the derivation tree for this? This is a simple method. We can go start with the with this S, the first production S. Then we are using S as a root symbol of the TAS. Then you can replace this root symbol. You can derive three alphabet, three nodes, A and capital A, intermediate node means internal node, and S is again an internal node. Then A is a leaf node, then you cannot further branch it, you cannot further extend it. Then again A has the two production B and A, then you can replace this B and you can replace this A. Then again we are getting the two leaf node. Finally S, you can replace the S with the help of this A. Then all the internal node has the capital letters variables and all the external nodes, leaf node has the terminal symbol. Then the second question, how to traverse this? Traverse of the, is it traversal of? Traversal traversal of derivation tree. Derivation tree. Then we are using in order. And in this in order method, we are using left, root, right. That is the formula of in order method, left, root, right. Then first from the root we are starting, then you can go left. If we are going to go to left, then we are getting first leaf node A. Then you can write here first leaf node A as we are getting the first node here. Then you can go again the root, then right. Again there is a variable is internal node. Again left, then we are getting the next symbol B. You can write here B. Again we can go back to the root. Then next symbol right is A. Then you can write here A. Then after writing this A, again we are going to the root of A. But there is nothing in the right. Then again we come to the root of the A. Yes. Then there is nothing. There is something on the right. You can read this. There is an internal node. Again we can move further in the left. This left. We are again getting the A, small A. We can write this A as a leaf node. Then again we can move back to the root. There is nothing on the right hand side. And we can say that is the final. We are getting string A, B, A, which already we have given here. Then we want to do this string W with the help of this. We are getting this W like this. That is the method how you traverse, how to get the derivation tree, how you get the string W, and how to traverse the grammar CFG in the derivation tree. That is up to